This is Kilo, and this is episode 2 of Kilo's Corner. So, I made these videos to kind of catch you guys up on, what's going on the channel. I respond to questions from viewers that I didn't get a chance to make a video for, and I just kind of update you guys on pretty much just the whole week. So, some of you guys were noticing that I didn't post as frequently as I normally do this week, and that is because my microphone was really messing with me. It was, I don't know what was happening. It was getting a lot of feedback and causing this terrible noise off and on throughout videos. And I try and pre record a lot of videos and then I schedule them to be shown one day after the other after the next. So when you guys see like multiple videos, I kind of schedule them that way. And it kind of allows me time to work through the week and not have to be so heavy into making videos all like every 5 minutes. So when I get some downtime, I usually record about two, three, or four videos sometimes, depending on how short they are, and then you'll see them kind of one after the next after the next. And I don't post them all at once because I don't want to overwhelm you guys. And I also don't want to bury the content as well. So I did upgrade my microphone. So that is the one that I'm using now. And those of you who are asking which one I purchased, I picked up the SmartLav Plus. This is a pretty cool looking microphone. It just clips onto your shirt, and I am kind of messing with it throughout different videos that I make. I'm putting it, closer and further away, just to see, what the quality sounds like. So I noticed when I have it too far away, it kind of has this hollow sound, and the closer I put it, it sounds better, but I don't know how close I can get it before it starts making some weird noises and whatnot. But this is the microphone that I'm using from now on. The old one that I had used to attach to the tripod, and I think that's what was causing the feedback, is it was too close to my camera. And I think the speaker was just too close to the microphone. I think that might be what was going on with it. So that's the microphone update. For the Etsy store, the new bump key set is available now. You guys have been asking for a while about the advanced set. So I did put up an advanced set with 18 of the most requested keys from all of you guys. So that is available, and I might put out some like little expansion packs or something if you guys have more ideas for keys that you guys want to practice with. So um, that is available now. We already had a sale like 10 minutes after I posted it, so that was pretty cool. And all of that, all of the funds from that go directly into the channel to help me, bring you guys more content, upgrade, different areas of the channel, and really just it helps me to continue making content for you guys consistently. I'm never going to stop. It helps me to, take some time away from work to do this. So, with that said, some of the prices you guys might notice have changed a little bit. So I adjusted all of the prices because Etsy has different fees. I was talking to some of you guys about this. Um, they have different fees for different items that are sold, and it depends on how they're sold. So if you go through the Etsy page rather than the link, that can actually, I believe that going through their page and not the link, they take a bigger fee versus if I am um, putting it out there myself. So I did notice on one of those sets, they took a pretty decent little fee versus those of you who clicked the link. So I adjusted for those fees that I didn't realize were gonna come in so quick, and I also adjusted because I had to add in for signatures on the packages. So anytime that you guys order bump keys, it will have a signature that has to be signed in order for you to receive them. There are multiple reasons. I had an issue where I shipped out a set and a mailman dropped it off on a front desk with just nobody. He just dropped it there and took off. And I have no idea what happened to that set. So to avoid that, to avoid them putting it in, a wrong mailbox or a wrong box or just tossing it on a porch or a front desk, there is a small fee that is it costs to put a signature on it, but it makes sure that it gets to you. It lets me know, in the tracking that you did receive it. It lets Etsy know that it was received, and it helped to remove a 1 star due to shipping issues where the mailman did that. They actually removed it once I sent it back out with a signature. They saw that and they said, you're good. So I'm adding signatures to that. It just makes everything safer and better for everybody. So I just want to let you guys know that's what's up with the pricing there. Also, there is free shipping on all orders of $35 and more. So if you guys order $35 or more worth of products, the shipping is free. So I just wanted to let you guys know that as well. So those are the updates this week on the Etsy store. And those are probably going to be just the sets that I leave up there for a while. Unless you guys have more ideas, I might throw in some smaller sets. But those are pretty much set right now, and the prices are pretty much the best I could do to compensate for shipping and the fees and everything else going on, plus the time it takes to make these sets, and give you guys a good price on it, because it's my way of giving you guys back something for helping contribute to the channel. So that's what the store is for. Those who have asked why I don't use eBay and Amazon and different sites like that, I don't want to just sell, bump keys and space and depth keys. Like, I don't want to be a big distributor of that. I just do this for you guys. So the Etsy store is for all of you guys who contribute to the channel, support the channel. It's a way that I could give you guys back something for you guys helping me. So that's the updates I have for Etsy. So with all of that said, we can just jump right into some viewer questions that I didn't get a chance to answer in video form yet. So all of these questions I'm going to answer, in the Kilo's Corner videos, but I eventually will get to all of these in video form eventually. So we'll go ahead and get started. So the first question, and this is a question I've gotten quite a bit. Why do smart locks and electronic locks fail? I've also been asked this in a different way. Do they have a high fail rate? So the answer is yes. Smart locks especially do. Electric locks, the electronic deadbolts and stuff, they can have issues. Some people have told me they have issues with theirs in cold weather. Some friends of mine who are from the East Coast, where it gets very, very cold. I'm on the West Coast, so it never gets cold here. But on the East Coast, you guys can get buried with snow. And sometimes, similar to the lock I just recently did a video on the Schlage BE365. I'll leave a link right here if you guys want to check that out. That lock has, I guess, been pretty notorious for having issues in cold weather. So the reason that locks like this can fail is because there's a lot of moving parts inside of those locks. So, when you have a smart lock, for instance, where you could just, rekey it yourself in 2 steps, you have a lot of moving parts, and a lot of those moving parts are made out of plastic. So having that many, pieces, that's a lot of pieces that can break. That's a lot of things that can go wrong with the lock. The same thing, applies to these electronic locks. When you just enter your code, it, sends a signal, and there's a lot of, wires and pieces inside. There's springs, a plunger, little plastic pieces and levers, and those can wear out over time. So unlike just a simple standard lock, where it's very minimal, moving parts, you have a ton of parts, and that's a lot more, things that can go wrong. So those of you who are asking why, that's pretty much the reason for both of these answers. I know smart locks and electronic locks. Sometimes you could refer to electronic locks as smart locks. When I say smart locks, I'm talking about the quick-set smart lock where you can rekey it yourself. There's no buttons or anything. Sometimes, you'll have buttons, but just the simple basic ones. That way you guys don't get them confused and think they're the same thing in all cases. So that's the answer to that. Just a lot of moving parts, a lot, electrical. Also, a reason people think they fail when they're actually okay is on the electronic locks, the batteries can go bad. So I recommend if you guys have an electronic deadbolt, replacing the battery every 3 months. Even if it's not giving you a signal that it's bad, I would do it personally every 3 months to ever avoid having a lockout situation or having an issue where you input your code and it doesn't have enough juice to open or lock. So just to avoid any issues, I would replace it quarterly like that throughout the year. So question number 2, do security pins make a difference? So I recently put out a video where I show you how to pick 5 spool pins in a Defiant lock. I'll leave a link right here to that video. And many of you guys, after I made the first video, video 71, on how to, deal with spool pins in Defiance, a lot of you guys asked me, what happens if you put 5 spool pins in there? So that's why I made video 91, was to kind of show you guys, regardless, that method that I show you in video 71 works either way. No matter how many spool pins, it's going to work with the rake and hook method. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll leave a link to that video as well. And just to let you guys know, you don't want to put, a lock full of spool pins on your door. You only want to ever use 1 or 2. Anything more than that is just excessive. And if you guys want to protect against bump keys, T-pins are really the best bet, to deal with bump keys. Putting 5 spool pins can actually help you with bump keys, but the problem is it opens you up to more destructive methods, and most burglars aren't using lockpicks and bump keys. They're kicking in your door or they're forcing the lock over. So, they're not going to be out there with all these tools. They don't know how to, identify keyways. They don't know how to identify locks. So they're not going to know, okay, this is a quick set, this is a Schlage. Any seconds that they don't have to waste, they're not going to. So if you think they're walking around with a keychain full of bump keys and they're going to kneel down and say, okay, no, this one doesn't work, this one doesn't work, this one like, they're not going to do that. They're going to try and basically just snatch and grab. Like, they're going to kick your door in, run in there. They got about probably 4 minutes at most to run through the entire home, grab what they want, and take off. So they're more concerned with being seen. So they're not trying to sit there, on their knee and bump this, key over and over or pick a lock. And sometimes bumping takes a lot more practice than picking. I know a lot of locksmiths that struggle to bump locks. I know a lot of locksmiths that struggle to pick locks. So if locksmiths, where this is their job, are struggling, just imagine, being a one-off thief, they're not going to be very practiced. So it takes a lot to show an apprentice over years how to do these things. A thief isn't going to be, trying these methods. They're just destructive. So security pins do matter, but you want to be, frugal with them, I guess. You don't want to use 5. Putting 1 or 2 spool pins usually is enough to prevent a novice picker from picking your lock, and T-pins help with bumping. So the last question, and this came in a lot since I started the channel, is a lot of you guys who are following this, you guys are in courses, you guys are, thinking about starting up your own, business or, something along that. Some of you have asked if you need to have a code machine, like a Blitz machine, when you first start up. and I know that these machines can be very expensive. If you can afford it, I definitely recommend picking one up. If you are in automotive, you will definitely need a code machine. If you're just going to do residential commercial, you can get away with using a duplicator and space and depth keys for a little while. So if you guys are just starting up and you're trying to just make enough money to, buy tools and buy machines, you can get away with space and depth keys and a duplicator. I'll leave a link right here to how those work and how you guys can pretty much use that to kind of skate through in the beginning. Eventually, you will have to get a code machine for certain keys. They can't just be cut on a duplicator. So we'll get into that later on the channel in a future video. But you guys don't have to have it unless you are in automotive. That is where, you're not going to have a bunch of space and depth keys. Um, it's really it's really important for, you know, some commercial work, 100% automotive. Like I said, that's going to be really, if you guys are focusing, and a lot of you guys who message with me, you guys focus heavily on autos, I would definitely say yes. If you're just going to be on the residential commercial side, the duplicator and the space and depth keys will get you by for a little while. So these are just three of the questions that you guys have been sending in. And eventually I'll make some more videos on these questions to go more in depth. Some of them, like the links that I provided you guys, I might have made the video, but there's a lot of videos and you might not have seen it or you might have overlooked it. So I just wanted to say, thank you guys for subscribing and supporting the channel again. If you guys are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe to learn more about locksmithing and lock picking. And I hope you guys are staying safe, and I hope you guys have a nice day.